And you know the sun's sitting fast, just like they say nothing good ever lasts. Go on now and kiss it goodbye, but hold on to your love because your heart's bound to die. Go on now and say goodbye to our town, to our town. Can't you see the sun sitting down on our town, on our town? Good night. Now I sit on the porch, watch lightning bugs fly. I can't see too good, I got tears in my eyes. I'm leaving tomorrow, but I don't want to go. I love you, my town, you'll always live in my soul. And you know the sun's sitting fast, and just like they say, nothing good ever lasts. Go on now and kiss it goodbye, but hold on to your love because your heart's bound to die. Go on now and say goodbye to our town, to our town. Can't you see the sun sitting down on our town, on our town? Good night.
Good evening, and welcome to this Week in Review. Tonight's stories include visit to the hockey rink, Fire Department's breakfast with Santa, news release from the Minister of Education. These stories plus community events, the BBS Playbill, Off the Rack, and more coming up after this.
The little things you do that you think are small and few are the things that mean the most to me. So just keep giving whatever you're giving, 'cause even when you're giving just a little,
if you're doing just a little, you're helping a lot.
it helps a lot.
From the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
It helps a lot.
On Wednesday of this week, we visited the hockey rink to see how things were coming along with the project. We spoke to Frank Compton, manager at the construction site. He told us that they were on schedule. If the weather holds, by the end of the week, all the cement will be completed. To date, there are 5 local people ordered to help out with the project. The crane that will be used in the steel work was scheduled to arrive in town on Friday. Mr. Compton also told us that to his knowledge, the ice surface would not be any larger. Along this side, there will be bleachers with players' dressing rooms underneath. On this side will be the penalty boxes and the players' benches. At this end of the hockey rink is where the washrooms, office, electrical room, canteen, ticket office, and storage rooms will be located. At the far end, jutting off from the main structure, is the Zamboni room. All material needed for the building has already arrived. It is packed up in this area waiting to be put to use. Mr. Compton told us that this material wasn't supposed to arrive until next week. This is unusual for material to arrive early at a construction site. The workers will be finished by December 22nd for the Christmas break. They will return by the 5th of January. They are expected to have the building completed by the first few weeks in February. Work began this week at the site of the new Coast Guard project. Late Tuesday afternoon, a large excavator was on site, beginning the cleanup of the old plant wharf site. On Wednesday, the excavator was again working at clearing away all the old debris with the help of the dump trucks. This is the first stage in preparing the area for the new construction. We will keep you updated as work progresses. On Monday of this week, John Ottenheimer, Minister of Education, released the results of the Provincial Assessment Program. The results of the Provincial Assessment Program shows overall student performances in mathematics, science, language arts is continuing to improve in most areas. Criterion reference tests, commonly known as CRTs, are administered each year to students in grades 3, 6, and 9. In June 2003, students in grade 3 and 6 wrote language arts tests, while grade 9 students wrote tests in mathematics, science, language arts, and for the first time, core French. The language arts results for grade 3 and 6 were encouraging, and the improvement for the grade 6 students were particularly good, said the minister. Tests show 65% of the grade 6 students were meeting the provincial standard for reading, compared to just 50% in 2002. In addition, 82% performed at the expected level in writing as compared to 80% in 2002. This is the kind of improvement we would hope and expect to see as children reap the benefits of an intense focus on language arts in service for teachers and the improved language arts curriculum in the primary and elementary grades. Meanwhile, grade 3 students continued to perform well in writing, with 79% meeting the provincial standard. The reading results showed 72% of students were able to read with literal understanding, while 53% were able to demonstrate an ability for critical analyzing. The minister said this is in an area where he would like to see more emphasis placed in the future. Grade 9 students scored an average 57% on the criterion reference test for mathematics compared to 51% in 1999, the last year the test was administered. There is an improvement in almost all areas of mathematics, with notable gains made in areas highlighted in the new provincial mathematics curriculum. Minister Ottenheimer noted that this grade 9 class was the last group who came through the old math program. It is always encouraging to see improvements, and we are glad to see these students have made significant gains in the areas of the curriculum, such as statistics. This will serve them well as they move on to high school mathematics. For science, the grade 9 provincial average was up, with students scoring an average of 61% in 2003 compared to 55% in 1999. The language arts results also showed improvement, with 66% of the students meeting the provincial standard for reading, while 80% were writing at that level. The results this year are very encouraging, said the minister. We acknowledge some achievement levels are not yet where we want them to be. Overall, however, we are headed in the right direction. The gains recorded this year are a result of a sustained effort of teachers and students, the educational partners throughout the province. Our collective objective is now to ensure we continue to see improvements. Meanwhile, results in core French indicated that while students were able to communicate in French and understand spoken languages, their fluency and written work need more attention. The test indicated 66% of students demonstrated at least a literal understanding of spoken passages, while 40% were able to understand and answer questions of a more complex nature. The test also revealed 66% demonstrated an ability to write in French, but that more vocabulary development is required. As this is the first year that core French test was administered, it will serve as a benchmark for future results, said Minister Ottenheimer. Now that we know that the level of performance in core French at the end of grade 9, we can set provincial standards which reflect what students should know prior to entering high school French programs. Criterion reference tests are exams which are specifically matched to the curriculum taught in the provincial schools. The purpose of the testing program is to improve the teaching and learning process and to inform teaching practices. To this end, department and district school board staff meet regularly to review the provincial testing results and to discuss implications for instructions. All students in grade 3, 6, and 9 including students receiving special support, completed these tests. Previously, the tests were administered every 3 years. Beginning in 2001, as part of a strategy to closely monitor student achievement levels, the department began an annual testing program. Stay tuned for more of This Week in Review coming up after this.
Hi, I'm Valerie Pringle, asking you to support the Trans-Canada Trail. Communities across this country are building this national trail for all Canadians. Every $50 you donate builds a meter of trail. In recognition, your name will be permanently engraved in one of the trail pavilions. Call now and put your name on the Trans-Canada Trail.
The playground at the ball field has been completed. It's been months now since Mayor Ann told us in a council report that the softball league was looking for some funding to complete the playground area in the ball field. This area has since been finished. The town provided the funding for the material. However, the men's softball league did the work. This small play area has been completely enclosed with wire fencing. Inside, children have a safe environment to play while their parents and guardians watch or play softball. Inside, there is a sandbox and picnic table. It is located in a very nice location. The play area is far enough away not to be in the way of getting around the ball field, but close enough for parents to keep an eye on their children. It's amazing what a little funding and hard work will do. This community can certainly boast that we have sufficient play areas for our children. We congratulate the Men's Softball League for doing the work and providing a safe place for children to play while they're at the ball field. On Sunday, December the 21st, the fire department will be hosting their annual Breakfast with Santa. As a part of their annual fundraising efforts, the fire department hosts this event each year. For many families, it has become a Christmas tradition. Families gather at the fire hall for breakfast in an unhurried, pleasant, and relaxing atmosphere. Families get to sit and chat while the firemen serve them breakfast. With Santa walking around greeting everyone with his friendly and cheerful personality, it makes for a really festive morning. It is a wonderful setting for visiting residents to see and greet people they may not otherwise get to see on their Christmas visit. Personally, I love to watch the children. Their eyes sparkle with this Christmas spirit and their faces light up at the sight of Santa. If you haven't been to Breakfast with Santa at the fire hall, plan to attend this year. You will be happy you did, and you will leave with a light step and a smile on your face, and maybe once again believing in the true spirit of Christmas. Because the Santa Claus parade had to be canceled due to weather condition on Sunday, December the 7th, other events had to be rescheduled. The BBS Santa in the Studio was scheduled for Sunday, December the 14th. However, because the Santa Claus parade went ahead on that date, it now will be held on Saturday, December the 20th from 2 to 4 p.m. Santa and Mrs. Claus will be in our studio, eager to talk to all the children about what they want for Christmas. The BBS volunteers will be waiting to take your calls. You will be able to reach Santa and Mrs. Claus at 886-2935 or 886-1243. We are planning the BBS Christmas radio show for Sunday, December the 21st from 2 to 4 p.m. You can call 2935 or 1243 to send Christmas greetings to your family, friends, and loved ones. We would like to remind you that due to a limited quality of Christmas music, we are unable to take requests for a particular song, and we will not be taking requests in advance. Just give us a call and we will be happy to send your Christmas greetings to your family and friends. Stay with us for Off the Rack, the community events, and the BBS Playbill, all after this.
Dear Mrs. Coleman, You don't know me, but I know you know my old red house at the end of the lane. Please forgive me for tracking you down, but I had to thank you. I'm not sure what inspired your kindness. Oh, it's a godsend. Since my wretched hip surgery, just getting to the end of the lane and back takes nearly half an hour, and sometimes the pain just isn't worth it. You brought me something much more important than newspapers. You brought me the understanding that it's the small, the simple things that really help people.
If you're doing just a little, you're helping a lot. From the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
Off the rack. This week, as we scanned our tape rack, we came across a tape of Mrs. Margaret Ann's grade 2 class telling us what they're going to leave Santa on Christmas Eve. These students are now in level 2. Let's look back to December the 18th, 1994.
Your name?
Adam.
And what's your name?
Mason.
Okay, what are you going to leave Santa for lunch on Christmas Eve?
Cookies and milk.
Cookies and milk. What about reindeer?
I don't know.
I don't know. You have some time to think about it, eh? Okay, Mason, what are you going to leave Santa for lunch?
Shortbread cookies and some milk.
Okay, are you going to make shortbread cookies yourself?
I don't know.
You don't know. What about the reindeer?
Carrots.
Carrots for the reindeer. Okay, thank you. Hi, what's your name?
Julie.
And what's your name?
Philip.
Okay, what are you going to leave Santa for lunch this year, Christmas Eve?
Some shortbread and some milk.
Shortbread and some milk. What about you, Philip?
Some chocolate chip cookies and milk.
Chocolate chip cookies and milk. What about the reindeer? Either of you going to leave anything for the reindeer?
Carrots. Carrots.
Hi, what's your name?
Roger.
And what's your name?
Violet.
Okay, what are you going to leave Santa for lunch on Christmas Eve?
Sandwich and some cookies and all kinds of carrots.
Okay, Varick, what are you going to leave Santa?
Milk and cookies.
What about the reindeer? You going to leave anything for the reindeer?
No.
No? What's your name?
Jasmine.
What's your name?
Andrew.
Okay, what are you going to leave Santa for lunch on Christmas Eve?
Brownies.
Brownies. What about anything to drink?
Milk.
Okay, what about you?
Chocolate chip cookies and milk.
Okay, what about the reindeer? You going to leave anything for the reindeer?
Carrots. Carrot.
Okay, what's your name?
Angela.
What's your name?
Jason.
Okay, Angela, what are you going to leave Santa for lunch on Christmas Eve?
Some cookies that Mom made and a glass of milk.
Okay, did you help your mom make the cookies, or are you going to help your mom make the cookies?
She already made them, so I didn't help her.
Okay, what are you going to leave Santa for?
A candy cane and some chocolate chip cookies and milk.
Okay, what about the reindeer? You going to leave anything for the reindeer?
Carrots. Carrots.
Okay, what's your name?
April.
What's your name?
Tracy.
Okay, what are you going to leave Santa for lunch on Christmas Eve?
Give him some chocolate chip cookies and a glass of milk and a candy cane.
Okay, what are you going to leave?
Carrot and milk.
Milk. What about the reindeer? Anybody going to leave anything for the reindeer?
Carrots. Cookies.
Cookies for the reindeer. Okay, that's different. Thanks. What's your name?
Jamie.
And what's your name?
Victoria.
Okay, what are you going to leave Santa for lunch on Christmas Eve?
Some Fudgio cookies and a glass of chocolate milk and some carrots for reindeer.
Okay, what about you, Victoria?
I'm gonna give him some shortbread cookies and for the reindeer some carrots.
Okay, do you think reindeers like anything besides carrots? I don't know. Do you know? What else would reindeer like?
Grass.
Grass. So you're going to leave the reindeer some grass with some carrots?
I don't know.
Okay, what's your name?
Mary.
And what's your name?
Kristen.
Okay, what are you going to leave Santa for lunch on Christmas Eve?
Fries.
French fries? Okay, what about you, Kristen?
Chocolate shortbread cookies and candy cane and carrots for everybody.
Okay, what about you, Barry? You going to leave anything for the reindeer?
Yep. Watermelon.
Watermelon. What's your name?
Ashley.
And what's your name?
Megan.
Okay, what do you leave Santa for lunch on Christmas Eve?
I want Santa Claus cake and some cookies of Santa Claus and some choo-choo trains and reindeer and the...
What about to drink? You going to leave him anything to drink?
Milk.
Milk. Okay, what about you, Megan?
shortbread, and some milk.
No, what about the reindeer?
Carrots.
Carrots for the reindeer. Okay. Hi, what's your name?
Sarah.
What's your name?
Kelly.
Okay, what are you going to leave Santa for lunch on Christmas Eve?
I'm going to give them a Pepperidge berry muffin and a glass of milk and some carrots for his reindeer.
Okay, what about you, Kelly?
Watermelon and some orange juice.
Okay, thanks for talking to us.
BBS Playbill. Tune in on Tuesday for a rebroadcast of Pansy's Garden. Try your luck on Wednesday by playing RBP TV Bingo. And I'll be here again next week with This Week in Review. For This Week in Review, I'm Marie Rose. Good night and God bless.